Watch a field mouse navigate through tall, sunlit grass. Every movement, every twitch of its nose is governed by an ancient biological directive: stay alive. In the animal kingdom, instinct is a reliable operating system for self-preservation. You will never find a creature that spends its energy designing a device explicitly engineered to exterminate its own species. No mouse is ever going to build its own mousetrap. Then there is us. We possess the most highly evolved brains on the planet, yet we are the solitary exception to this rule of survival. We use our intellect to invent the exact mechanisms capable of our own erasure. This is the Trinity gadget, the core of the world's first nuclear weapon. Wiring together this massive tangle of explosive lenses required the absolute pinnacle of human intelligence. Our most distinct evolutionary advantage, our boundless capacity to solve complex problems, is simultaneously our most lethal existential vulnerability. This chart shows technological ingenuity. Technology is inherently cumulative. Because knowledge mathematically stacks, the curve starts flat and shoots aggressively upward. Once we invent the wheel, the cart follows. The trajectory accelerates until it naturally intersects with the physics required to split the atom. By the mid-20th century, this vertical climb of human intellect reached a technical apex. It required a massive concentration of scientific effort and industrial resources to construct a singular, functional device like this, the little boy bomb. The physical reality of our ingenuity was heavy, dark, and perfectly engineered for devastation. In the exact millisecond of detonation, the output of all that concentrated brilliance is this smooth, expanding dome of plasma. This pure application of physics did not stay in a sterile laboratory. It was dropped directly onto a living, breathing human population. The societal realization was immediate. The public suddenly understood that the capability to instantly vaporize an entire city was now a proven, deployable reality. Our mathematical and engineering progress successfully granted us the destructive capacity of gods, but bypassed our psychological ability to actually control it. This chart illustrates a second variable: historical wisdom. Unlike technology, wisdom cannot be mathematically inherited or cleanly downloaded into the next generation. It remains stubbornly flat. There is a bitter truth observed by philosophers throughout the ages. History has shown us that we will never learn from history. This is a biological flaw in our collective memory. Because pain cannot be genetically transferred, every new generation inevitably relearns the horrors of war and the cost of human hubris through fresh, first-hand suffering. So, while our weaponry scales exponentially, gaining megatons of yield each decade, the baseline emotional drives of the humans commanding them remain entirely prehistoric. You end up with juxtapositions like this: flawed, ordinary humans, trapped in that same cyclical lack of wisdom, casually preparing an instrument of mass extinction. We have handed the detonator of a global-scale weapon to a civilization still governed by prehistoric emotional drives. Which brings us back to the mouse in the field. Humanity's unbridled ingenuity has successfully done what no other species would dare attempt. We built the ultimate mousetrap for ourselves. This chart illustrates a growing imbalance. As the space between our destructive capacity and our collective wisdom expands, the margin for human error in global conflict begins to evaporate. We cannot simply halt our technological advancement. Ingenuity only moves in one direction, and we cannot uninvent the splitting of the atom. Survival requires a different approach. We must stop treating historical wisdom as passive, dusty memory and start treating it as a critical technology, one that requires constant, deliberate development. If we fail to elevate our wisdom to match the power of our physics, we will die as the only species brilliant enough to build the trap and foolish enough to step on it.